All right, Kipsters, now that you've finished your first worksheet and classified triangles as acute, obtuse, or right triangles, we're going to classify them by their sides. So here's an example. Here you see that we actually are using letters to label the sides of a triangle. But I'm going to put in numbers. These are just variables. I'm going to put in numbers in place of this letter. So let's say A is 6.1 centimeters. B is 6 4/10 centimeters. And C is 6 8/10 centimeters. All three of these are different. We call that scalene, a scalene triangle. Here you notice that you have two of the same letters. So those are longer. So let's make that 5 centimeters and 5 centimeters because it's two of the same letters. So the same number has to apply. And A is shorter, so I'll make that 3 centimeters. If I have a triangle with two sides that are the same and one that is different, that is called an isosceles triangle. Last but not least, you see I have 3 S's, which you probably guessed, that means all sides have to be the same number. So let's say 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and 5 centimeters. Here we have an equilateral triangle. Go ahead and take a minute and using the examples I just showed, go ahead and write complete sentences that answer questions 1, question 2, and question 3. Pause it and then check your work. Go ahead and pause. Now that you're back and you've checked your work, it's actually time to get to work. You don't have to put numbers in if you don't want to. If you'd like to, you can. For the sake of time, I'm actually not going to use numbers at the bottom. You see I have 2 letters that are the same and one that's different. If I look up to my example, that's 2 sides are congruent, so I have the isosceles. Go ahead and use your notes to fill in the rest of the paper and check your work on the answer key. Press pause. Now that you're on the back, just pretend you have the triangle. You have a 4 centimeter, a 4 centimeter, and a 4 centimeter triangle. Well, those are all the same. So automatically, we use our math vocabulary. They're all congruent, so it's an equilateral triangle. Here we have an 11-inch, a 7-inch, and a 9-inch. None of those are congruent, so this is called a scalene triangle. Press pause and finish the rest of this little box here, 1, 2, and 3. Pause. I hope you've checked your work and you've gotten some really nice checks to work on. Let's go to the bottom here. It's time to put it together. First, we're going to classify triangles by their angles. And then we're going to use our math vocabulary and classify it by their sides. So there's a word bank down here for angles. Remember, we have acute, obtuse, and right. And for sides, we use scalene, isosceles,